back to another episode of Behind the Songs with me, Jordan from Neil Francis. Today I'm going to run through the making of our song High featuring Paul Rod. First thing we worked on here and we put together was, I usually like to have sort of a handful of demos for feature artists to kind of just like immediately get into a vibe with, but on this occasion I didn't really have a bunch to kind of start off with. So in the morning I went into my sample folder, which is a folder that I have on my Spotify, and I just kind of like throw songs and ideas and different bits and pieces in that folder for instances like this where I have no starting point. And one song that we interpolated for this song is a band by the name of Sky, and they had a song called High. My Spotify Discover Weekly actually served me the song, and I thought it was somewhat in line with Neil Francis's sort of aesthetic and Rod as well. So I kind of went down that rabbit hole. I think you can hear the original song here. So yeah, we interpreted their chorus and then wrote a whole kind of song around that, starting with, so on this tune we have the drum break. And then we have the bass line. And then we have a string sample, which I've pitched a handful of times. So that's cool, and then that's kind of the underlying beat and foundation for the song, and the drums, the bass, and the strings. And then this kind of percussive part that pushes it along as well. And then this one's got what I like to call a bit of a bastard bass line. We have a number of different collaborators that jump in with us sometimes when we're writing stuff. Obviously Greg from the band writes a lot with us. We also have a friend called Sam Wilkes. You should check him out, some fantastic music, but he's also an incredible musician, and we tap him sometimes to write bass lines and just to have sessions. He's a, as I said, a fantastic instrumentalist. So this one, you can see it has a bunch of sort of different variations of Sam playing this track here, where he's kind of just adding some spice to Mark's underlying foundation of a bass line, and then also I've sampled in Greg, who played just the same bass line, but he was doing these kind of like interesting little finger funk kind of things at the end of the phrase, like they sound like this, which make no sense on their own, but in amongst the actual bass line. And then Sam adds this kind of wonderful little additional texture. I'll just mute Mark's vocals, but you can hear the kind of interplay between Mark's bass and what Sam's doing over the verse, which kind of makes it sort of cool as it sort of tracks along. Sort of chop that intermittently throughout the different sort of area in which we're at in the song, just to create a little bit of additional movement throughout. So that's kind of the underlying foundation of the beat, and then from there I had a friend of mine play some guitar chords that were really cool, that I then pitched. So that's it during the verse, and then during the breakdown as well through our trusty tape machine. Together. That's sort of the instrumentation for the tune, and then from there we go to the vocal stuff. So we have a verse from Mark, which sounds a little bit like this.
Take another puff if you want to. I do. Never want to keep it from you, don't you? Oh, but a nice day.
And again, as per usual, if you followed along with any of these videos, it's kind of like we come up with a verse melody or an idea, and then we have a bunch of little sort of bits along the way that we sort of spice in. So that's it's the main melody, and then there'll be a little harmony along the way, so you can hear here where he's sung it like this, and then I've stacked it.
Don't you? Oh,
And then another one.
don't you? Oh,
And then another one.
don't you? Oh,
And they're all a little bit different, but then on top of one another, they kind of create a cool little texture.
don't you? Oh, but a nice taste in my head. Oh, no, no, no. Days go floating by. Every time again. Never, never know if we don't show.
And then for the second half of the verse, I ran all of the verse stuff that Mark did to our trusty tape machine, which you can hear does this kind of like very cool otherworldly sort of thing in the actual recording, but I'll do it for you as well.
Never, never know if we don't show. Oh, oh.
That like breathing that the tape does,
Never, never know if we don't show. Oh, oh. Take a break and let the world go. So slow.
and that would have just been me doing something like this, running that whole take out to our tape machine.
Never, never know if we don't show. Oh, oh. Take a break and let the world go. So slow. Oh,
You can do all these crazy sort of pitch effects and stuff.
What goes floating by? I love when we get. Never, never know if we don't show.
Which obviously I didn't go too crazy in this song. You got to make sure you keep it musical, but regardless, very cool like additional texture on the vocal that I think makes it sound cool. And that's sort of the way the verse tracks, and then the chorus, we obviously, as I said at the start, we interpolated the song by Sky, titled High.
Ah, ah, ah.
And then I also had a friend of ours, Casey Hill, and Casey came in and added some additional background vocals, then mixed with Mark.
So high, so high.
So the mixture of the two of them saying the lyric high, and then also Mark some of these cool kind of ad-libs in between.
So high, so high.
And then all of that together.
So high, so high.
Then the final hook.
Every day and my baby get.
And that's kind of a cool little blend of a double and then a pitch by the sound of it. So without the pitch it sounds like this.
Every day and my baby get.
And then I've done one pass where I've pitched his vocal so it sounds like this. And then all of that little bit together.
Every day and my baby get.
And the whole chorus sounds like this. We also added our Moog synth to sort of emphasize the home notes, almost like a chord kind of thing on the downbeat. Pretty cool. That just adds emphasis to the low end. So that's Mark's verse and the chorus with the addition of Casey, kind of doing some additional background vocal stuff, and then our boy Paul Rod came through and gave us a little, almost like a little bit of an Andre 3000 moment, very poetic little pre-chorus thing into the hook at the end. He even shouts out 3 stacks here. You can hear him do that.
Word to 3 stacks.
And then he goes into his verse here.
Overthinking in the summer's not cute.
He's got such a sick vocal tone, it sounds awesome.
Stacks. Overthinking in the summer's not cute. Especially with this view. Why daydream in spring when I'm with you?
And then my favourite part of this song, actually, or one of my favourite parts of this song at least, Mark did these fantastic background vocals.
When I'm with you, weeping in the winter won't work. Whenever you call, I was ready to fall. I was ready to fall.
And it all comes together over that breakdown, so it sounds like this.
Weeping in the winter won't work. Whenever you call, I was ready to fall. I was ready to fall.
Pretty simple recording process for Rod. He's got a wonderful voice. I just simply double his vocals.
Just keep your eyes on me, okay?
That's how double.
Just keep your eyes on me, okay?
Then I'm just doing some delay throws on the last word there just to give it some space.
Just keep your eyes on me, okay? Just keep your eyes on me.
And then I have Mark also doing that, but tucked in the background, so you can hear Mark sort of, yeah.
Just keep your eyes on me, okay? Just keep your eyes on.
And then with Rod and Mark together soloed.
Just keep your eyes on me, okay? Just keep your eyes on.
And the last little vocal part that is, I think, kind of sick about this one is Casey did these crazy little ad libs at the end. But then in the mix, just like a little bit of sugar on top that makes it sound really cool. Makes it as hooky as it possibly can be. It's a pretty short little tune, not a whole lot of overproduction to be honest in this one. Just relying a lot on the artist's natural sort of swag to carry it. I think Rod's obviously a wonderful artist and vocalist, so he sounds magic every time, so does Mark. And the combination of the two of them was really good. And yeah, the beat itself's really simple the way it's been put together. I mean, just simple bass line and the strings and the drum break and some simple like little guitar stuff just to carry it along. But ultimately this song came together really quickly. Basically had the demo after one session and started our love affair that day with Rod, which was really cool. And we've gone on to continue to write songs with him. And we've also, on our tour at the end of last year, we had Rod come out and perform the song with us. We'll also be doing that at Coachella, which we're really excited about. He's a pleasure to work with, and we look forward to hopefully many more bangers in the future. So that is High by Neil Francis featuring 4 Rod. Hope you guys need it.